First, we have a report from TV Tokyo's World Business Satellite.
Tsukahara Farm in Sakai Town, Ibaraki Prefecture. Being raised here is
a pig called Mei Shanton.
Mei Shanton is supplied to department stores and high-end restaurants. The main characteristics are the juiciness and sweet-tasting fat. Currently, the farm is raising about 400 pigs. As their feed consists of ingredients such as rice, barley, and corn, the farm says surging commodity prices are directly impacting business.
Regular feed prices increased about 25% last year. With the situation in Ukraine, we expect further hikes and are quite worried.
So, Mr. Tsukahara is doing something new.
This is corn harvested last year. It's corn grown in my own field.
He started growing corn on his own 8 years ago. Unlike sweet corn, it's a variety that doesn't turn sweet, but is high in nutrients and essential for speeding up the growth of pigs. Seeding of corn for feed is typically carried out in early May, and this year he plans to expand production by more than 10 times.
In addition to Ukraine, there's also global warming, and cereals will become harder to procure. We have to think about getting supplies closer to home.
Corn prices continue to surge around the world. One big reason is the emergence of China. Economic growth in China has pushed up demand for pork, and imports of corn feed have sharply increased. Added to that is the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. This has driven up corn prices across the board. Will our dining table be spared from this impact? We spoke with an agriculture ministry official overseeing food safety and security.
We won't be able to avoid the impact of prices on various sectors. To ensure sustainable livestock production, we can't continue our complete reliance on imported feed. We need to break away from this over-reliance.
In fact, the Agriculture Ministry from this year added feed-use corn to a subsidy program called the Rice Paddy Renovation Project for the first time. It's a policy to support domestic corn growing by subsidizing the cost of leasing the necessary agricultural equipment.
With the various events taking place beyond the control of Japan alone, such as climate change and the Ukraine situation and geopolitics, we need to produce adequate feed domestically. We want to encourage domestic production of feed-use corn going forward.
Currently, the top domestic production region for feed-use corn is Hokkaido. Considered a pioneer in this field is Koji Yanagihara. He represents an association that counts 90 local farms.
As an association, we had about 630 hectares of farmland last year.
That's equivalent to about 70% of total production in Hokkaido. With the Agriculture Ministry's subsidy program expanding support, Mr. Yanagihara says he's being bombarded with inquiries from farmers nationwide.
If farmers are confident the government will continue to offer a grant system, they can invest in equipment, and that will lead to increased production.
But he also points out challenges for a full-scale expansion of domestic corn production.
We can't have a sales system that will discourage stable purchasing when international prices fall. We need to build and establish the necessary logistics.
He shows us a facility that he says will be key to expanding corn farming.
This is a facility to store corn. It can hold 1,000 tons. It's called a silo. Japan doesn't have facilities to store corn, so if production increases, and we want to be able to supply it year-round, we need facilities like this nationwide. Otherwise, corn farming won't spread.
Mr. Yanagihara says he believes it will be possible to produce enough corn domestically to rival imports by building a logistics system complete with storage facilities.
We can fully compete with imports. Import prices fluctuate widely, so if domestic corn is stably priced, it will be very easy to use. Compared to current international prices, our prices are similar, so we can be as competitive.